when I went to my first ever rap battle a couple of years ago at Drake's birthday party in Long Beach, at the end of it, it was announced that Freeway and Cassidy were going to do another battle.
Yeah.
And then it never happened. Where are you at on that?
I mean, it was supposed to happen. You know, shout out to URL, shout out to Smack, and shout out to Cassidy. We came together. You know, we was moving forward on making it happen, but it didn't happen. You know, so that's where I'm at with it right now. It didn't happen.
Was that your choice? Or was it a money thing, or was it?
I mean, I don't know exactly what went on. I talked to Smack about it one time, and he just was like, you know, thanks for being patient with me, but we really didn't have a conversation about moving forward yet. But that's my nigga, so you know.
That's a shame. I feel like that's probably like one of the biggest battles that could possibly happen.
Yeah.
Would you? Is that something that would excite you at this point? Is actually like taking time to really write about this? I was
excited about it at that time, at that moment. I was excited about that, but since then, you know, so much has happened since then, and you know, I've been focused on putting this music out. Like I told you, we about to drop the Stimulus Package 2, which is incredible. Just shot the first video with Jadakiss. We getting ready to drop that probably in a couple weeks. I did a rock and roll project with Dame Dash. I've been, you know, I just been really locking in with the music. I could get excited about it again, but you know, we would have to get me excited about it again. Right.
But are you the type of person who would take it so serious that you would take, you know, weeks or months to like really meditate on how you're gonna rip this dude apart? That I know you don't have really much animosity towards him. You guys are cool, right?
we straight. Yeah, that's my bro. Like, yeah, we
But to be a battle rapper,
we just was together probably a couple months ago.
To be a battle rapper, you got to really like channel your creativity to like how you're gonna make this guy look inferior on stage, which is a pretty wild mental place to get into, right?
I would definitely have to focus on it and you know get it to where it need to be, you know. But it's definitely something still there because you know it was years and years of me having to hear that he murdered me, you know. So you know, but as a battle rapper, you can get there when you're motivated to get there.
Do you disagree with the way that a lot of people ended up summarizing that radio battle back in the day? Do you think that you held your own more than people give you credit for?
I feel like that's the same night that we did the Hot 97 drum when we all went up Hot 97 with Funk Flex and killed it.
Right.
So when I got there, I really shot my load on Hot 97. You know, I wasn't expecting to have to battle somebody after that, which is no excuse because as a rapper, you're supposed to be prepared for every moment. So when I got there at the battle, I was trying not to spit anything that I spit on the radio. And, it was a lot that went into that night. But I definitely, feel like Cass got the victory that night.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about that moment, that is a situation that I feel like we'll probably never see again in rap, because if you have an artist and you've invested 6 figures into developing their career, the idea of like taking them to the radio station and putting them head to head against another rapper who's in a similar situation, being built up by a label and whatnot, you're taking such a gigantic risk.
Yeah, most definitely.
And nowadays, you just don't really see rappers.
Yeah, we'll never see that. Like, we see battle rap from people like that's what they do. That's what they do. That's their careers. They battle rap. But we'll never see it how it was with me and Cass, like 2 artists that's on the come up, going head to head. Like we'll never see that again.
Yeah, it's almost like the end of a certain energy in hip hop where people just kind of realize that it's not worth the risk of having your artist potentially.
Yeah, because that really could have, if I wasn't such a strong artist and if my music didn't connect to people's hearts the way it do, that really could have damaged my career, because people still talk about it to this day.
Right. You had to really show and prove after that. And like the fact that your album was so well received and everything helped to kind of get you past that narrative, but it definitely was like a moment in time where...
Yeah, most definitely.
But I'm a person too where I'll take the takeover over Ether any day.
Yeah, I get, and I was telling you before how everything comes back to Islam. So my point on that is like throughout life and throughout my whole career, God never let me feel like I'm too much or I'm better than anybody else. Like if it was ever a situation where I started feeling myself, God would do something to humble me. And I feel like that's a perfect example, and that things like that keep me balanced throughout life.
Right. No, definitely.
That was a major night for me. Like I murdered Hot 97 and everybody was talking about how Freeway killed Hot 97 and how and then I got humbled after that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, that's a perfect example of how, you gotta like really be humble, and you gotta really like really take a perfect like it's just a humbling moment. And like when you understand and you bring it back to religion, then you really understand what's going on out here.
It feels like all of the moments in my life in which my ego has gotten the most inflated, that there's always something waiting there to just smack me down and be like, nah, it's not going to be, it's not going to be all smooth sailing from here.
Most definitely. And when you keep that in mind throughout, and you're moving throughout life, it'll make you a better person, you know.
Definitely. There's nothing good to come from getting to the point where you think that you're better than everybody.
Most definitely.
And as a rapper, that's kind of like right there in front of you as a temptation the whole time, because as a rapper, there's so many people waiting to basically just line up to just basically take abuse from you, be treated any possible which way, do whatever you want them to do. But then at a certain point, as your career starts to slow down or you start to get a little bit of a reality check, a lot of times those people aren't there. And meanwhile, you hear people constantly talking about anyone who really comes off as like a sincere, genuine person.
Yeah.
As soon as you start talking about them, like, you know, even somebody like you, I guarantee if I were to have a conversation with almost anyone who knows you, it's probably going to be a conversation about Freeway. Very down to earth, cool, humble dude. People really appreciate that, even though you are someone who, due to your status, you could kind of get away with being a dick to people. But in the long run, nobody really wants to be around that kind of energy.
Yeah, most definitely. And at the end of it, I'm pretty sure everybody in this room want to go to heaven at the end of the day. And it's better to be a good person. You know, that's going to get you there quicker than being an asshole and shitting on people all the time.
Definitely. And
even the toughest gangster, I'm pretty sure they don't want to go to hell. Like,
right.
Yeah.